Betty, will you wake? Will you open your eyes? Betty?
Uncle?
Betty?
Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, let her come. Let her come.
Come in, Susanna.
What does the doctor say, child?
He bid me come tell you, Reverence, that he cannot discover no medicine for his birth.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir. He's been searching his book since he left you, sir. But he bid me tell you that you might look to unnatural things for the cause of
No. There be no unnatural cause here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Bedley, and he will surely confirm that. Let him look into medicine. Put out all thought of unnatural causes, there be none.
Aye, sir. He bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home. And speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumour of witchcraft is all around. I think you better go down there and deny it yourself. The parlour's packed with people. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I say to them? That my daughter and my niece I found dancing like heathen in the woods?
Uncle, we did dance. And let you tell them I confess it and I'll be whipped if I must be, but they're saying it's witchcraft. Betty's not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation, and I know you have not opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
Uncle, we danced. And when you leaped out of the woods so suddenly, Betty took fright and so she fainted. And that's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
I never hurt Betty. I love her dearly.
Look you, child, your punishment will come in its time, but if you traffic with spirits in the forest, I must know it now, for surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me with it.
We never conjured any spirits.
Then why can she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out, Abigail, my enemies. They will bring it out. Let me know what you have done then. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I have heard it, Uncle.
There is a faction that is sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very centre of some obscene practice.
It was sport, Uncle.
You call this sport? Abigail, if you know something that may help the doctor, for God's sake, tell it to me. You know, I saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire when I came home. Why was she doing that? And I heard a screeching and a gibberish coming from her mouth. She was swaying like a dumb beast over that fire.
Tituba always sings her songs, and we dance.
I cannot blink what I saw, Abigail. I saw a dress lying on the grass.
A dress.
I thought I saw someone naked running.
No one was naked. You mistake yourself, Uncle.
I saw it. Now tell me true, Abigail, and I pray you feel the weight of truth upon you. For now my ministry is at stake, my ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abomination you have done, give me all of it now. For I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There is nothing more, I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have fought here 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now, when some good respect is rising for me in the parish, you go and you compromise my very character. I've given you a home, child. I've put clothes on your back. Now, give me an upright answer. Your name in the town, it is entirely white, is it not?
I should think it is, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other cause you have not told me for you being discharged from Goody Proctor's service? I've heard it said, and I will tell you as I have heard it, that she comes so rarely to church this year, for she will not sit close to something soiled. What signified that?
She hates me, Uncle. She must, for I would not be her slave. It is a bitter woman. She is a cold, lying, snivelling woman, and I would not work for such a woman.
That may be. And yet, it has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their house, and no other family is called for your service.
They wanted slaves, Uncle. Not such as I. Do you begrudge my bed, Uncle?
No.
My name is good in the village. I will not have it said my name is soiled. Goody Proctor is a gossiping liar!
No, I cannot have anyone. Oh, my Goody Papa, come in.
It's a marvellous, surely stroke of hell upon you.
No, Goody Papa, it's not.
How high did she fly? How high?
Look, she never flew.
Sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over in Gassol's barn and come down light as a bird, he says.
Look, you, Mrs. Putman.
It is
She
a providence
never-
thing that is out now, it is a providence.
What is out, sir?
Why are her eyes closed? Look you, Anne.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your Ruth is sick.
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know. It's death driving into the forks in her.
Oh, pray not. Why? How does Ruth ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, and yet her eyes open, and she walks, and hears naught and sees naught, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you sent for Reverend Hare Beverley.
As a precaution only. He has much experience in all demonic
Oh,
arts.
indeed he has. And found a witch in Beverley last year, and let you remember that.
Now look, you Goody Putman. They only thought thou were a witch. I am certain there be no
No
element of
witchcraft! Now look you, Mr. Paris.
Thomas, please, I pray you not leap to witchcraft. I know you least of all would ever wish so disastrous a charge laid on me. We cannot leap to witchcraft. They'll howl me out of Salem for such corruption in my house.
I have taken part in all your connotation here, and I would continue, but I cannot if you hold back in this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on
But
these
Thomas,
children.
you cannot.
Anne! Tell Mr. Paris what you have done.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in this earth. Oh, believe me, sir, you never saw more hearty babies born, yet each with it in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoken nothing, but my heart has clamoured intimations. And now, this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she's become this year and shrivels like a sucking mouth for putting on her life too. And so I thought to send her to your Tituba.
To Tituba? What made
Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Anne. It is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it on my soul. But who else may surely tell us who murdered my babies?
Woman?
Oh, they were murdered, Mr. Paris. Mark this proof, mark it. Last night my Ruth were ever so close to their little souls. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck dumb now except some power of darkness would stop her mouth? It's a marvellous sign, Mr. Paris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
Then you were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Titchburn and Ruth.
Abigail wants proper payment for my charity. Now I'm undone.
You're not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house. In my house, Thomas.
I only thought to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you home? Who is with Ruth?
Her grandmother come. She's improved a little. I think she gave a powerful sneeze before.
It's a sign of life.
Fear no more than papa. It were a grand sneeze. Another like it would shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Will you leave us now, Thomas? I would pray a while alone.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why don't you go down
No. I have no answer for that crowd. I will wait until Mr. Hale arrives. If you will, Goody Anne.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak with them, pray with them. They are thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you can pray with them.
I will lead them in a psalm. But let you speak nothing of witchcraft yet. I will not discuss it. The cause is yet unknown. I've had enough contention since I came. I want no more.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth, do you hear?
If she starts for the window, you cry for me at once.
Yes, uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick?
It's weirdish. I know not. She seems to walk like the dead one since last night.
Betty? Betty, wake up!
Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth the good one in a wait for a second. Here, let me have her!
No! He'll be coming up. Now, if they be question us, you tell them we danced. He knows as much already.
And what more?
He knows that Titchburn conjured Ruth Putnam's sisters from the grave.
And what more?
He saw you naked!
Oh, Jesus! What will we do? The village that I just called the family. The whole country's talking witchcraft. They'll be calling us witches, Abby. She needs to tell. I know it. Abby, we've got to tell. Witcheries are hanging error. Hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. We must tell the truth, Abby. You'll only be whipped for dancing.
Oh, we'll be whipped!
Never done none of it, Abby. I only looked.
So you're a great one, Philip, and aren't you, Maryborough? What grandpeak and courage you have there.
Betty? Betty, wake up, it's Abigail! I'll beat you, Betty. My, you seem improving. I've told your papa, I've told him everything, so there's nothing more to... Mama! What ails you, Betty? Your mum is dead and buried.
I want my mum to let me fly!
I know I told your papa! I've told him everything!
You can't blood at me! You didn't tell him that!
Never! You won't never say that again!
You take a chance!
Shut it! I said shut it! Now look, you. All of you! We danced. And Titchburn conjured Ruth Putnam's from the grave. And if I hear either of you, mark, if you hear the word or the edge of a word, mark this. I will come to you in the dark of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' head on the pillow next to mine, and I have seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you wish that you had never seen the sun go down! Now look at you. Sit up and stop this.
Oh,
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you leave the house, did I not? Why should I pay you? I'm looking for you more often than my cows.
I just come to see the great doings of the world.
I'll show you great doing on your arse one of these days. Get you home. My wife's waiting with your work.
I'd best be off. I have my wrist watch. Morning, Mr. Porter.
Girl, don't waste forgot how strong you are, John Proctor.
What's this mischief here?
Oh, gosh. She's only gone silly somehow.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town's mumbling witchcraft.
Gosh. We were out dancing in the woods and my uncle leaped in on us. She took fright as all.
You're wicked yet, aren't you? You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. Just a soft word.
No, Abby, that's done with.
Oh, what? You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly. I know you better.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing now. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I am waiting for you every night.
I never give you hope to wait for me.
I have something more than hope, I think.
Put it out of mind, Abby. I'll not be coming for you more.
Surely sporting me.
You
know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I came near. Or did I dream that? It's she who put me out. You cannot pretend for you. I saw your face when she put me out. You love me, John. You love me yet.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing may say wild things, but not so wild, I think. I've seen you since you put me out. I've seen you nights.
Hardly slept with my father's 7th month.
I have a sense for heat, John. And yours has drawn me to my window. And I have seen you at my window, looking up, burning in your loneliness. Do you tell me you've never looked up at my window?
I may have looked up.
You must. You are no wintry man, John. I know you. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream for. I wake up and walk around the house as though I see you coming through some door.
Child.
How do you call me child?
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I ever reach for you again. Wipe out of mind. You never touched Abby.
Aye, but we did.
I did not.
Oh. I marvel how such a strong man can let such a sickly
Oh,
wife
you
be.
speak nothing of Elizabeth!
She is blackening my name in the village. She is a cold, lying, snivelling woman, and you bend to her. Let her turn
Oh, do
you
you
like
look for a
a...
whipping?
I look for John Bruton that took me from my seat and put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew what lying lessons were taught by all these Christian women and their combinated men. And now you bid me to tear the light out of my eyes. I will not, I cannot! You love me, John Procton, whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me! Pity me! Pity!
Let me go, my elves, stop that wailing!
What are you doing? You're singing your hymns and how should he be wailing?
Son, cannot bear to his Lord's name.
Pray not, mercy, run, tell the doctor.
Mark it for a sign, mark it.
It's a notorious sign of witchcraft. Good enough. A prodigious
My
sign.
mother told me that when they cannot bear to
Rebecca, go, we're lost. Suddenly she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
There is a hard sickness here, Giles Corey. So please, to keep quiet.
I have not said a word. No one here can testify to the fact I have said a word. Is she going to fly? And here she flies.
Man, be quiet now.
What have you done?
What do you make of it, Rebecca?
Rebecca, will you go to my roof and see if you can wake her?
I think she'll wake in time. Pray, calm yourselves. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandmother, and I have seen them through all their silly seasons. And when it come on to them, they'll run the devil bone-legs, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still for love, it will soon itself come back.
Aye, that's the truth of it, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. Her Ruth is bewildered. Rebecca, she cannot eat.
Perhaps she has not hungered yet. Hope you're not going in search of new spirits, Mr. Paris. I've heard promise of that outside.
A wide opinion's running in the parish that the devil may be involved. But I would satisfy them that they are wrong.
Then let you go out and tell them that they are wrong? Did you consult the wardens before you called this minister to look for devils?
He is not coming to look for devils.
What's he here for?
There be children dying in this village, mister.
I see none dying. This society will not be a bag to swing around your head, Mr. Putnam. Now, did you call a meeting?
I am sick of meetings. Cannot a man turn his head without having a meeting?
He may turn his head, but not to hell.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. Set us all arguing against society. We thought to have peace this year. Let us rely on the doctor now and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then we must turn to God for the cause of it. There is a prodigious danger in the seeking of new spirits, Mr. Paris. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons, and the Putnam seed have peopled this province. And now I have 1 child left of 8, and now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
But I must. I think it is God's work who should never lose a child, nor grandchild either. And I bury all but 1. There are wheels within wheels in this village, and fires within fires.
When Mr. Hale arrives, he will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft.
You do not command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in a society, not by acreage.
I have never seen you so worried on this society, Mr. Proctor. I don't think I saw you at the Sabbath meeting since the snow flew.
I have trouble enough without I come 5 miles to hear him preach on a hellfire and bloody damnation. Take to heart, Mr. Paris, There are many others who stay away from church these days because you hardly ever mention God anymore.
Why, that is a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. Some quails bring their children.
I do not preach for the children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations toward this ministry.
But really those are mindful.
I should say the better half of Salem Village.
And more than that.
And where is my wood? My contract provides I be supplied with all my firewood, and I am waiting since November for a stick. And even then, I'd show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You're given £6 a year, Mr. Paris, to buy your wood.
I regard that £6 as part of my salary. I'm paid little enough without I spend £6 on firewood.
The salary is £60 plus 6 for firewood.
The salary is £66, Mr. Proctor. I'm not some preaching farmer with a book under my arm. I am a graduate of Harvard College.
I am well instructed in arithmetic, too.
Mr. Corey, you will look far for a man of my kind at £60 a year. I'm not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business to serve the Lord. I do not fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer one proposition, but there be a howling riot of argument. I've often wondered if the devil be in it somewhere, because I cannot understand you people otherwise.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever did demand a deed to this very house.
Man, don't a minister deserve a house to live in?
To live in, yes, but to ask ownership is like you shall own the meeting house itself. Last meeting I was at, you spoke so long on deeds and on mortgages, I thought it was an auction.
I want a mark of confidence is all. I'm your third preacher in 7 years. I don't want to be put out like the cat whenever some majority feels the whim. You all seem to forget that a minister is the Lord's man in the parish. A minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted. There is obedience, or the church will burn like hell is burning.
You go 1 minute without me landing in hell again. I'm sick of hell.
It is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I speak my mind, I think.
What are we, Quakers? We're not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor, and you may tell that to your followers.
My followers?
There is a faction in this church. I am not blind. There is a faction and a party.
Against you.
Against him and your authority.
Why, I must find it and I must join it.
He does not mean that.
I mean it solemnly, Rebecca. I do not like the smell of this so-called authority.
No, you cannot break charity with your minister. You're another kind, John. Clasp his hand, make your peace.
I have caught Sir Lump to drag home. What say you, Giles? Let's find this party. He says there's a party.
I've changed my mind with this man, John. Mr. Paris, beg my pardon. I never knew you had so much iron in you.
Why,
It suggests to the mind what be troubling us all these years. Think on it. Wherefore is everybody suing everybody else? It's as deep and as dark as a pit, and I've been in court 33 times.
Giles, is it the devil's fault a man cannot say you good morning? Or they clap him for defamation? You're getting old, you're not hearing as well as you once did.
John Proctor, I have but last week collected £5 damages from you for publicly saying
I never said such a thing. But I paid you for it, so I can call you deaf without charge. Now, come along, Giles, help me drag my lumber home.
Alone, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is it that you're dragging home, if I may ask you?
My lumber from my forest by the riverside.
Why, we're surely gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tract is in my bounds. It's in my bounds, Mr. Proctor.
In your bounds, I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months
He
ago.
had no right to sell it. It stands clear in my grandfather's will that the river...
Your grandfather had a habit of willing away land that never belonged to him, if I may say it plain.
And that's the God's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before he could set his name to it.
You load one oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it home.
I am willing to partner with this fool and I.
I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clap the writ on you.
Pray you, someone take these.
Mr. Hale, it's good to see you. God, they're heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
Well, you do come prepared.
We shall need hard study if it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I should know you, but then again, you look as such a good soul should. We've heard all about your great charities in Beverley.
Have you met this gentleman, Mr. Thomas Putnam, and his good wife, Anne?
Putnam, I not expected such distinguished company, sir.
It does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale.
Your child ails too.
Her soul seems blown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
She cannot eat. Do you men have afflicted children?
No, no. These are farmers. John Proctor
He don't believe in witches.
I never spoke on witches one way or the other. Now will you come along, Giles?
Don't think I will. Got a few queer questions to ask this fellow.
I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you leave some of it in Salem.
We looked to my daughter, sir. She has tried for the window. We found her this morning on the high road, waving her arms as though she could fly.
Tries to fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. That's a notorious sign of witchcraft afoot.
No, 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 no. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are as definite as stone. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you're prepared to believe me if I should find no bruise of hell upon her.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, Mr. Paris, when was the first sign of this strangeness?
Well, sir, I found her and my niece dancing in the forest last night.
You permit dancing?
No,
Mr.
we're
Paris is
secret.
slave to knowledge of conjuring, sir.
We cannot be sure of that, Goody Anne.
I know it, sir. I sent my child. She should learn from Tituba who murdered her sisters.
Goody Anne, you sent a child to conjure up the dead.
Let God blame me, not you, Rebecca. I'll not have you judging me anymore. Is it a natural work to lose 7 children before they live
7
day?
dead in childbirth.
Aye.
And what book is that?
What's there, sir?
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. In these pages, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are all your familiar spirits, your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, and by sea, your wizards of the day and night. Have no fear. If the devil is come among us, I plan to root him out and crush him wherever he may turn his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, we will have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I'll go then. I'm too old for this.
But, Rebecca, wait. We may find the boils of our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean that we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, Mr. Hale, let's get on and sit you here.
Mr. Hale, I've always wanted to ask a learned man. What signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I do not know. She hides them, you see.
Who does this?
My wife, Martha. Many times at night I have awoken to find her sitting in the corner reading a book. What do you make of that?
Why, that's not
It
necessary.
discomforts me, you see. The other night, mark this, I tried and I could not say my prayers. And then she closes her book, leaves the house, and mark this, I could pray again.
Ah, the stoppage of prayer. That is strange.
I'm not saying she's a witch. I only want to know what books she reads and why she hides them. You know, she will not tell me, you see.
Aye, we'll discuss it. Now mark me. If the devil is in her, we will see some frightful wonders in this room tonight. So please, keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Now, Betty dear, Betty, can you hear me? My name is John Hale, Minister of Beverley. I've come to help you, Betty. Do you remember my 2 girls in Beverley?
Wait, but why would this be the devil's work? Or why would he choose my house to strike? We have all manner of licentious people in Salem.
It profits the devil nothing to win a soul already bad. It is the best the devil wants, and what is better than the minister?
That's deep, Mr. Hale. Deep, deep.
Betty. Answer Mr. Hale, please, Betty.
Does someone afflict you, child? Mind you, it need not be a man or woman. Perhaps some big bird comes to you, invisible to others. A mouse, perhaps, a frog, a pig. What figure bids you fly? Betty. In nomine Domini sabuit sed filici eti ad infernos. Abigail, what kind of dancing were you doing in the forest?
Why, common dancing is all.
I believe I should add, sir, that I did see a kettle where they were dancing.
That were only soup.
What soup was in this kettle?
Why, I think it were beans
and lentils.
Mr. Paris, you did not see any living thing inside the kettle, did you? A spider, a mouse, perhaps?
I may have seen some movement.
Oh, we never put that in. That jumped in.
What jumped in?
Why, a little frog jumped in.
A frog, Abby.
Abigail, it could be your cousin is dying. Did you conjure the devil last night?
Didn't see no devil. Tituba.
She was the one who conjured the devil.
I should like to speak with this Tituba.
Brienne, bring her up.
How did she conjure him?
I know not, she spoke Barbados.
Well, when she conjured him, did you feel any strangeness? A cold breeze, perhaps, a trembling below the ground?
I didn't see no devil. Betty?
You cannot evade me, Abigail! Did your cousin drink any of the brew from that kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. She made me do it. She made Betty do it. Abby, she makes me drink blood.
Blood?
My baby's blood.
No chicken blood.
Woman, have you enlisted this child for the devil?
I don't compact with no devil, sir.
Then why did she not wake? Are you silencing this child?
I love my Betty.
You have sent your spirit out upon this child, you are gathering souls for the devil.
She comes to me in church. She makes me laugh at prayer.
She have often laughed at prayer.
She comes to me every night. She makes me drink blood. You beg me to conjure, she beg me make charm. She comes to me at night to drink corruptions. Why do you say that, Abby? And sometimes I find myself standing in an open doorway without a stitch on my body and I hear her singing her songs and
Mr.
drink
Reverend,
corruptions.
Tituba, I want you to wake this child.
I have no power.
You most certainly do, and you will free her from it now. When did you compact with the devil?
I don't compact with no devil, sir.
Tituba, you will confess yourself, or I will take you out and whip you to your death.
And she must be taken and hanged.
No, don't like Tituba! I told him I don't desire to work for him, sir!
Wait, the devil?
Tituba, I know that when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very hard to break from it. We are here to help you tear yourself free. Tituba, look into my eyes. Come look into me. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not?
I, sir, a good Christian woman.
And you love these little children.
I, sir, I do. I don't desire to hurt little children.
And you love God, Tituba.
I love God with all my being.
Now in God's holy name,
Eternal glory, bless him, bless him.
and to his glory,
Eternal glory, bless the Lord.
stand, Tituba, face forward, and let the light of God shine in on you.
Oh, bless the Lord.
When the devil came to you, Tituba, did he come with another?
Who came with him?
Sarah Good. Did you ever see Sarah Good or Osborne?
Were a man or woman who came with him?
A man or woman was a woman.
Woman, you said? What woman?
It was black dark.
You saw him, and why could you not see her?
They were always running around and carrying on and talking.
You mean out of Salem witches?
Aye, sir, I believe so.
Tituba, you must not fear to tell us who they are. I am a minister of the Lord. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not?
Aye, sir, I do.
You have confessed to witchcraft, and that speaker wished to come to heaven's side, and God will bless you, Tituba. God will bless you.
Oh, bless you, Mr. Hale.
You are God's agent, given to us to discover the devil's agents among us. You have been selected, Tituba. You have been chosen to save your village. Now, face God, Tituba. Turn your back on hell. Face God, and he will protect you.
Oh, God, protect Tituba.
Tituba, when the devil came, did he come with another 1, 2, 3, how many?
There was 4. There was 4.
Their names, Tituba, give us their names!
Oh, how many times you bid me kill you, Mr. Paris?
Kill me.
He say Mr. Paris must be killed. He say Mr. Paris is a mean man. He's no goodly man, no gentle man. He bid me rise out of my bed and cut your throat. But I say no. I don't hate that man. I don't wish to kill that man. And he said, you work for me, Tituba, and I will set you free. And I will put you high up in the air, and you will fly back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil, you lie! And then, one stormy night he come, and he say, look, white people belong to me. And I look, and there is Goody Good!
Is Sarah good?
Nice hand, Goody Osborne!
I knew it! Goody Osborne will midwife to me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, did I not? I begged him not to call Osborne because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in her hands.
Tituba, take courage. Look at her, Tituba. Look at her God-given innocence. Her soul is so tender, Tituba. How can you bear to see her like this? How can you bear it, Tituba? The devil is preying on her like a beast on a pure lamb, and
I want to open myself! I want the sweet love of Jesus. I go to him, I kiss his hand. I dance with the devil. I saw him, I wrote in his book. I saw Goody Book with the devil.
I saw Martha.
I saw
danced
Goody
with
Simple with the devil.
I
I saw
saw
Goody
Al
Simple with the devil. I saw Goody Simple with the devil. I saw Goody Simple with the devil. I saw Goody Simple with the devil. You come so late. It's almost dark.
I will plant him far out before I search.
Oh, so you're done then?
I found the seed. The boys asleep.
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer.
Aye.
Are you well today?
I am. It is Rabbit.
Oh, is it? In Jonathan's trap?
No, she walked into this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
Oh, that's a good sign coming in.
Pray God, it hurt my heart to strip her poor rabbit.
It's well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender?
Aye. I expect we'll see green fields soon. It's warm as blood beneath the clothes.
That's well.
If the crop's good, I'll buy you George Jacobs' heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
I mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
You know, as far as a constant when you go foot by foot dropping the sea.
It must be.
You should bring some flowers into the house.
Oh, I forgot.
It's winter in here. Then you come with me tomorrow. We'll walk the farm together. I've never seen such a load of flowers on God's earth. Lilacs have a purple smell. Lilac is the smell of nightfall, I think. Massachusetts is beautiful in the spring.
Aye, it is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You come so late. I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Why? I've no business to say.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
I thought there were sense.
Mary Warren's there today.
Mary Warren's there. Why'd you let her? You heard me forbid her to go to Salem.
I couldn't stop her.
It's a fault. It's a fault, Elizabeth. You're the mistress here, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all my strength away.
How may that mouse frighten you?
She is a mouse no more. She raises up her chin like a daughter of a prince, and she says, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I am an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye, to the proper court they have now. They've sent 4 judges out to Boston, waiting magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy of province, she says.
Why, she's gone mad.
I wish to God she were. There'll be 14 people in jail now, John. And they'll be tried, and the court have power to hang too, she says.
You would never hang them.
The deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. She speak of Abigail. I thought she were a saint to hear her. Abigail brings the other girls into the court, and where she walks, the crowds will part like the Sea of Israel. And folks are brought before them, and if they howl and scream and fall to the floor, the person's clapped in jail for bewitching them.
That's black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. You must tell them it is fraud.
It is. It surely is.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. Tell her what she told you in her uncle's house last week. She said it had naught to do with witchcraft, did she not?
Aye, she did. She did to her.
God forbid you keep it from the court, John. I think they must be told.
Aye, they must. They surely must. It's a wonder they do so believe it.
Let you go to Salem tonight. Let you go now.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep it, John.
I know I cannot keep it, Elizabeth. I say I will think on it.
Good. Then let you think on it.
I'm only wondering how I may prove what she told me now. If the girl's a saint, it may be difficult to prove she's a fraud, and the whole town gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone, Elizabeth. I've no proof for it.
You were alone with her.
For a moment, aye.
Well then, it is not as you told.
For a moment, I say the others come in soon after.
Do as you wish.
Woman, I will not have your suspicion.
I have no.
I will not have it!
Then let you not earn it.
Doubt me yet.
John, if it were not Abigail that you must go hurt, would you falter now? I think not.
Now look, Elizabeth. I've good reason to think before I charge fraud on Abigail, and I will think on it. Let you look to your own improvement before you judge your husband anymore. I have forgot Abigail.
And I.
Spare me. You forget nothing to forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I've gone tiptoe about this house the past 7 months. I cannot go from here to there without I look to please you, yet still, an everlasting funeral, it marches around your heart.
John, you are not open with me. You said you saw
I
her
can plead my
in a
honesty
crowd
no more,
around you.
Elizabeth.
John, I am open.
No more! I should have roared you down when you first told me your suspicion, but I wilted, and like a Christian I confessed. Oh, I confessed! Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day. You're not. You're not, and let you remember it. Let you look for the goodness in me sometimes. And judge me not.
I do not judge you, John. The magistrate that sits in your heart judges you. I never thought you but a good man, only somewhat bewildered.
Oh, Elizabeth, your justice would freeze bare. How do you go to Salem when I forbid it? Do you mock me? I'll beat you if you dare leave this house again.
I am sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray, hurt me not. My insides are all shuddery. I'm in the proceedings all day, sir.
And what have these proceedings said? When will you proceed to keep this house as you are paid £9 a year to do so? My wife's not wholly well.
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I had to sit long hours in the chair and pass the time sewing.
Why, thank you. It's a fair poppet.
We must all love each other now, Goody Proctor.
Aye, indeed we must.
Mary, is it true? The 14 women arrested?
No, sir. 39 men.
Why is she weeping? What ails you, child?
Gideon was born. Will hang!
Hang? Hang, you say?
Aye.
The deputy governor will permit it?
He's mustn't, sir. He must. But not Sarah Good. For Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confessed? Confessed to what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote her name in his black book with her blood and bound herself to torment Christians till God's thrown down. We all must worship hell forevermore.
But surely you know what a jabber she is. You told them.
Proctor, in open court, she near to choked us all to death.
Choked you? How?
She sent her spirit out.
Mary, surely you...
She
surely...
tried to kill me many times, goody Proctor.
Well, you never mentioned that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew any of it before. When she come into court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she very old and poor, and she sleep in ditches. But then she sit there, denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin of my skull began to creep, and I feel a clamp around my neck, and then I cannot breathe air, and then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it were my voice, and all of a sudden I remember everything she ever did to me.
Why? What did she do to you?
Many times, Mr. Proctor, she come to this very door begging bread and a cup of cider, and mark this, every time I turn her away, she mumbles.
Mumbled? She may mumble if she's hungry.
Yes, but what does she mumble? You must remember it, Goody Proctor, last Monday, last month.
I think I do.
I turned her away, and my insides, I thought they would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it?
I think so.
And so I told that to Judge Haythorne, and he says, Sarah Good, what curse do you mutter that this girl may fall safe after turning you away? And she replies, why, sir, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments, says she.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye, and so Judge Haythorne say to her, recite for us your commandments. And of all 10, she could not say a single one. She never knew no commandments, and they had her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her?
Why, they must have condemned herself.
But the proof, what's the proof?
It's hard proof. Hard as rough, the judges said.
You will not go to court again, Mary Warren.
I must say, sir, I will be gone every day for some time now. I'm surprised did you not see what weighty work we do?
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
We will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Good will only set time in jail, and here's a wonder for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near to 60.
Say Dr. Riggs examine her, and she's full to the brim, and smoking a pipe all these years, and no husband either. But she's safe, thank God, for will not hurt the innocent child. But be that not marvel. You must see, sir, it's God's work we do. I'm an official of the court, they say.
Oh, what official?
I'm not stuck for whipping anymore.
Mary, promise now you'll stay at home.
The devil is hiding in Salem, so we must discover where he
I'll
is.
beat the devil out of
I
you.
saved her life today.
I am accused.
Somewhat mentioned, but I told him I never saw no sign you ever sent your spirit out to hurt anyone, and seeing as I live so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I'm bound by law, I cannot say it. But I will be gone every day for some time now. I only hope you'll not be so sarcastical with me no more, sir. 4 judges of the King's deputies sat down with us to dinner, and I would have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed.
I will not be ordered to bed no more. I'm 18, and I am a woman, and I'll not be ordered to bed.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Well, the noose. The noose is up.
There'll be no news.
I knew all week it would come to this.
They
She wants me dead,
dismissed it.
John.
They dismissed it, Elizabeth.
And what of tomorrow? She will cry out my name until they take me.
Sit down, Elizabeth.
She wants me dead,
I
John.
say
and you
sit
know it.
down! Now, we must be wise, Elizabeth.
Oh, Oh, indeed,
Fear
indeed.
nothing. I'll find Ezekiel Chief. I'll tell him she said we're all sport.
John, with so many in jail, I think more than Shiva's help is needed now. Would you favour me this? Go to Abigail.
What have I to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. A promise is made in any bed.
What promise?
Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote it now, I'm sure she does, and thinks to kill me, then take my place. It is her dearest hope, John. There be 1,000 names. Why does she call on mine? There be a certain danger in calling on such a name. I am no goody-good who sleeps in ditches, nor goody awful drunk and half-witted. She'd dare not call on such a farmer's wife, but there be monstrous profit in it. She wants me dead, John.
She cannot think that.
John, have you ever shown her somewhat contempt? She cannot pass you in the church or you will blush.
I blush for my sin.
I think she sees another meaning in that blush.
And what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you be somewhat ashamed. For I am there and she is so close.
Woman, when will you know me? If I was stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7 month.
Then go and tell her she's a whore, John. Whatever promise she may sense, break it, break it.
Good then, I'll go.
Oh, how unwilling!
I will curse her, hotter than the oldest cinder in hell. But pray, begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger, I only
Woman, am I
ask
so
you.
base? Do you truly think me base?
I never called you base.
Why do you charge me with such a promise? The promise that a stallion gives a mare I gave that girl.
Then why do you argue with me when I bid you break
Because it
it?
speaks deceit and I'm honest. But I'll plead my honesty no more. I see now how your spirit twists around a single error of my life, and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know I will be your only wife, or no wife at all. She has an arrow in you yet, John Proctor. And you know it well.
Mr. Hare, good evening to you, sir. Come in, sir. Come in.
I hope I do not startle you.
No, it's just I heard no horse.
You are Goodwife Proctor?
Aye, sir, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not off to bed yet.
No, we do not normally expect visitors after dark, but you're welcome here. Will you sit down, sir?
I will, sir. Let you sit, Goodwife Proctor.
Would you drink cider, Mr. Hare?
No, it rebels my stomach. I have some further travelling left tonight. Sit you down, sir. I shall not keep you long. I have some business with you.
This is the court.
No, I come of my own, without the court's authority. I know if you are not aware, but your wife's name is mentioned somewhat in the court.
We know it, sir. Our Mary Warren told us.
I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of those that come accused before the court, and so tonight and this evening I go from house to house, and I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged.
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat.
You cannot believe, I hope, that Rebecca ever trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Sure, you cannot think so.
This is a strange time, mister. No man may longer doubt the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir?
I've no knowledge in that line, but it's difficult to believe so pious a woman would secretly be a devil's bitch after 70
Aye,
years.
but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some questions as to the Christian characters of this household, if you'll permit me.
Why, sir? We've no further questions.
Good then. In the book of record that Mr. Paris keeps, I noticed that you were rarely in church on Sabbath day.
No, sir, you're mistaken.
26 times in 17 months, sir. I must call that rare. Would you mind telling me why you are so absent?
I never knew whether I must account to Mr. Paris for whether I come to church or stay at home. My wife, she was sick this winter.
So I am told. But why could you not come alone?
I surely did when I could, and when I could not, I prayed in this house.
Your house is not a church, Mr. Proctor. Your theology must tell you that.
It does, sir, it does. Yet it also tells me a minister may pray to the Lord without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
What golden candlesticks?
Since we built the church, there were these pewter candlesticks upon the altar. Francis Nurse made them, you know, and a sweeter hand never touched the metal. But Mr. Paris come along, and For 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I laid the earth from the dawn of day to the blink of night, and I tell you true, sir, when I look to the heavens and I see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir. It hurt my prayer. I think the man dreams cathedrals, sir, not clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, Mr. Proctor, a Christian must be in church on Sabbath day. Tell me, you have 3 children?
Aye, boys.
Then, how comes only 2 are baptized?
I like it not Mr. Parrish should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in the man, sir. I'll not conceal it.
Mr. Proctor, the man's ordained, therefore the light of God is within him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No,
I nailed the roof upon the church, sir. I hung the door.
Oh, did you? That's a good sign then.
It may be we've been too quick to bring Mr. Parrish a book, but we never desired the destruction of religion. I think that's on your mind, is it not?
There is a softness in your records, sir, a softness.
I think we have been too hard on Mr. Paris. I think so. But sure we never loved the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life, Mr. Hale. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I'm sure that I do.
Let you repeat them then, if you will.
The commandments.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt honour thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, sir, between the two of us we do know more. I think it may be a small fault.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be considered small.
There be no love for Satan in this house, mister.
I pray it dearly. Now then, I'll bid you good night.
Mr. Hale,
Yes.
I do believe you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is to bring what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I bid you both good health and good fortune. Good night, sir.
I think you should tell him, John.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no evidence except my word be taken, sir. But I know the girl's sickness. It has naught to do with witchcraft.
Naught to do with
Mr. Paris
witchcraft.
discovered them sporting in the woods. They were startled, sir. They took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail Williams.
Aye, sir.
Abigail Williams told you it had naught to do with witchcraft.
She told me the day you came, sir.
Why? Why did you keep this?
I had no clue until today the world had gone daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense! I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and countless others. They have confessed to dealings with the devils. They have confessed it!
But why not, sir, if they must hang for denying it? There are them that will confess to anything before they hang. Have you never thought of that?
I have. And you, would you testify to this in court?
I've not reckoned with going into court, but if I must, sir, I will.
Do you falter here?
I falter nothing, but I do wonder if my story will be taken in such a court, when a steady-minded minister, such as yourself, will suspicion a woman who has not lied and cannot, and the world knows she cannot. I may falter somewhat, mister, I'm no fool.
Mr. Proctor, let you be open with me, for there is a rumour that troubles me. It is said that you hold no belief that there be witches in this world. Is this true, sir?
I know not what I have said. I may have said it. I've often wondered if there be witches in the world, sir, though I cannot believe they come among us now.
Then you do not believe.
The Bible speaks of witches. I will not deny the Bible, sir.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
You cannot.
Elizabeth, you bewilder him.
I cannot believe that a woman's soul may be bound to the devil when she has kept an upright way as I have.
But surely, woman, you do believe that there are witches in this world.
So she believes in the gospel, every word.
Question Abigail Williams about the gospel, not myself.
She does not mean to doubt the gospel, sir. You cannot think it. To be a Christian house, sir. A Christian house.
I pray it. Let you all go to church on Sabbath day without fail, and let your third child be baptized quickly.
John!
Giles, what's the matter?
They take my wife and his Rebecca.
Rebecca's in the jail?
Aye, she become a taker in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they're not even let us see them.
The town's gone wild, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, could you not speak
Pray,
the depth?
pray calm a second, Mr. Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of this church. And Martha Corey. There is no one yet closer to God than Martha.
How's Rebecca charged?
For murder she is charged. For the marvellous and supernatural murder of Goody Pitman's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Mr. Nurse, if Rebecca be tainted, then there is nothing to stop this great green earth from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the court. Rebecca will return home, I know it.
You cannot mean she'll be tried in court.
Mr. Nurse, though our hearts ache, we cannot flinch. These are new times, mister. There is a misty plot afoot, so subtle that it would be criminal to cling to old respects and ancient friendships. I have seen too many troubles of it in court. The devil is alive in Salem, and we dare not follow wherever the accusatory finger points.
Mr. Hale, how may such a woman murder babies?
Man, remember, before he fell, God thought the devil beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale, only that she was reading books.
Miss Corey, exactly what complaint is brought against your wife?
That bloody mongrel Walport charger. You see, he bought a pig from my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and it died soon after. So he comes prancing in for his money back, and my Martha says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed the pig properly, you won't live to own many. Now he claims to the court that to this day he could not keep a pig alive for more than 4 or 5 days. He claims she bewitched him with her books.
Good evening, Chief Proctor.
Why, Mr. Chief, good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope you come on business of the court.
I do, Proctor. I am a clerk at the court now, you know.
It's a pity, Ezekiel, that such an honest tailor might have gone to heaven or burn in hell. You burn for this, you know.
You know yourself, I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. And I'd as life you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it. I tell you, I like not the sound of it. Now, Proctor, believe me, how heavy be the law, all its tonnage I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
Sir, you said she were not charged.
I knew nothing of it. When was she charged?
I am given 16 warrants tonight, sir. She is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bid me to search your house, but I like not to search a house. Will you please hand me any poppets your wife may keep here?
Puppets?
Why, I have not kept poppets, not since I were a girl.
I spy a poppet, goody Proctor.
Why, this is Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor this one till tonight. What signifies a poppet?
Why, a poppet may... A poppet... Now, woman, will you please come with me?
She will not fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
No, I'm forbid to leave her from my sight.
We'll leave her out of sight and out of mind, Ezekiel. Fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
Mr. Cheever, what signifies a poppet?
Why, they say a poppet may... Why, this.
What's this? What's that?
It is a needle. Herod, it is a needle.
What signifies a needle, Cheever?
I have my doubts, Proctor. I have my doubts. But here's the calamity. You see, sir, it is a needle.
Why, what meaning has it?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir, she sat to dinner in Roman Paris's house, and without word nor warning, she falls to the floor, like a struck beast, he says, and screams that a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her and stuck 2 inches into the flesh of her belly. He draws out a needle, and he demands of her of how she came to be so stabbed. She She testified with your wife's familiar spirit that pushed it in.
Why, she's done that herself. I hope you're not taking this for proof, mister.
'Tis hard proof. I have found here a poppet that Goody Proctor keeps. I have found it, sir, and in the belly a needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor, I never warranted to see such proof of health, and I...
Here, Mary, how did this poppet come into my house?
What does that say?
This poppet.
Why, I think it is mine.
It's yours, is it not?
It is, sir.
And how did it come into my house?
Why, I made it tonight in court, and I gave it to him.
Now do you have it, sir?
Mary Warren, a needle was found in this poppet.
Oh, I meant no harm by it,
You
sir.
stuck that in yourself, right?
I believe I did, sir.
Mary Warren, are you sure this be your natural memory? No one conjures you to say this now, do they?
Conscious me, why, I'm entirely myself, I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me making it in court. Ask Abby. Abby sat beside me when I made it.
Mr. Hale, bid them be gone. Your mind must be settled now. Bid them out, sir.
Mary, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder! I charge you!
Abigail Williams was found stabbed tonight.
And she charges me.
Aye.
Why? That girl is murder. She must be ripped out of this world.
You heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Harry, you heard it.
Give me that! Out with you, Cheever!
Proctor, you dare not touch the warrant.
Out with you,
You
Cheever!
threatened the deputy God's warrant, man.
Damn the deputy! You're out of my house!
Doctor, if she is innocent...
If she is innocent, why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent? Or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning, sir, as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem, sir. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were, and now the little children are jangling the keys of the kingdom, and common vengeance writes the law. That warrant is vengeance. I will not give my wife to vengeance.
Proctor, the court is just.
Pontius Pilate, God will not let you wash your hands of this.
I'll go, John.
You will not go.
I have 9 men waiting outside. Cannot keep her. The Lord binds me, John. I cannot budge.
I think I must go with them, John. Mary, there is enough bread to last the morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as though you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
We'll bring you home. We'll bring you home soon.
They'll bring me soon.
I will fall like an ocean on that court. Fear nothing, Elizabeth.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I have gone to visit someone sick.
Harry, don't you chain her! Off with those men, I'll not have her chained!
And yet silent, Minister. It is fraud, you know it is.
In God's name, John, I cannot help myself. I must chain them all. Now let you keep inside this house till I am gone.
Mr. Proctor.
Out of my sight!
Charity, Proctor, charity. For what I've heard in her favour, I will not fear to testify in court. But only consider this. The world goes mad, and it profits you nothing to lay your vengeance on the cause of a little girl.
You are a coward, sir. For you'll be ordained in God's own tears. You are a coward now.
Mr. Proctor, I cannot think God be provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. The jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now, and hangings promised. We must look to cause proportionate. Was there murder done, perhaps, and never brought to light? Abomination! Was there some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? Think on cause, man, and help me to understand it. For there is your way. There is your only way that would lay the foundation on this world. Let you counsel among yourselves. Let you counsel to your village, and I pray God open up our eyes.
I have never heard no murder done in Salem.
Leave me, Francis. Leave me.
Are we lost, John?
Go home now, Giles. We'll talk on it tomorrow.
Let you think of it. We'll be in early.
Aye. Good night now, Giles.
Good night, John.
very likely they'll let her come home once they're given proper evidence.
You're coming with me to the court tomorrow, Mary. You will tell it to the court.
I cannot charge murder on Abby.
You will tell the court how that poppy came into my house and who stuck the needle in.
She'll kill me for saying that. She'll charge lechery on you, Mr. Proctor.
She's told you?
I've known it.
Good.
She'll ruin you with it.
Good. Saintliness be done with then. We will slide together into our pit and you will tell the court what you know.
I cannot. They'll turn on me.
My wife will not die for me. I will rip your insides into your mouth, but that goodness will not die for me.
I cannot do it. I cannot.
Make your peace with it. Now hell and heaven grapple upon our backs. All our own pretense is ripped away. Make your peace. Peace to Providence. We are what we always were, only naked now. I, naked. And the winds, God's icy winds, will blow.
I cannot.
you dare come running into this court? Oh, you've got daft, Gory. You are not a Boston judge yet, Orford. You will not be calling me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey.
I am asked the question. I think I'm old enough to answer. Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 900 acres and timber too. It is my wife you are condemning now. They're telling lies about her.
Do you take it upon yourself to determine what this court shall believe?
I mean no disrespect for the court, sir.
Disrespect indeed. It is disruption, mister.
I only said you reading books. I never said you were a witch, sir.
Books? What books?
She is my third wife. I have never had such a wife so taken with reading. I only thought to find out why. I have broken charity with the woman. I have broken charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence for his wife's defence. I think that in all justice you must...
Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and still cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife's Rebecca that was condemned this morning.
Indeed.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Let you write your plea, and in due time I will.
Excellency, we have proof for your eyes, and God forbid you to shut them. The girls, sir. The girls are frauds.
What's that?
We have proof of it, sir. The girls, they are deceiving you.
This is contempt, sir.
Do you
Contempt.
know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir.
And you do know that near 400 are in the jails? And 72 condemned to hang?
I hate to say it to such a weighty judge like you, but you're all being deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you doing?
She would speak to the Deputy Governor.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren was sick in bed?
She were, Your Honour. When I go to fetch her to court last week, she said she was sick.
She's been striving with her soul all week.
Who
But
is
she
this?
can't tell the truth now.
Who is this?
I'm John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor's my wife.
Beware this man, Excellency. This man is mischief.
I think you must hear the girl, sir. She...
What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirits?
Never.
She assigned a deposition, sir.
No, I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out this story in the village?
We've not, sir, no.
He's come to overthrow this court, Excellency.
Do you know, Mr. Proctor, that the state believes that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how can you cry out for people sending their spirits against you? I cannot hear you.
Ill pretense, sir.
And the other girls, Susanna Walcott and the others, they were also pretending.
Aye, sir.
Indeed.
Excellency, surely you will not let such a vile lie be spread in open court.
Indeed not. Now, Mr. Proctor, we burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment.
I know that, sir.
And are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
It is, sir. You will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation?
I, sir, I thought I would, with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose?
I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart any desire to undermine this court?
What? No, sir.
Aye, Your Excellency.
Mr. Cheever?
I think it be my duty, sir. You'll not deny it, John. When we come to take his wife, he damned the court and ripped your warrant.
There, you have it.
He did that, Mr. Hale?
Aye. He did.
Sir, in my temper, I know not what I did.
Mr. Proctor?
Aye, sir.
Have you ever seen the devil?
No, sir.
You are a gospel Christian?
I am, sir.
Oh, such a good Christian that does not come to church but once a month.
Not come to church?
I've no love for Mr. Paris, it's surely known, but God I do love, sir.
You plough on a Sunday, sir.
Plough on Sunday?
I've once or twice ploughed on a Sunday, sir. I have 3 children, and until last year my land gave very little.
You'll find other Christians do pound Sunday if the truth be known.
Excellency, I cannot think you may judge this man on such evidence.
I judge nothing. I tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I have until this moment not the slightest reason to suspect that the children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women live for so long with such upright reputation?
Do you read the Gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the Gospel.
I think not. Or else you would surely know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, Mr. Paris, God tells us that. But who tells us that Rebecca Nurse sent her spirit out and murdered 7 babies? It's the children only. And this one will swear she lied to you.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife claims she is pregnant now.
My wife's pregnant.
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
If she says she is pregnant, then she must be, sir. That woman will not lie.
She will not?
Never, sir. Never.
I will let her be kept another month, and if she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year until she's delivered. What say you to that? Come now. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good. Then she is saved at least this year. What say you, sir? Is it done now? Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat lodged.
He's come to overthrow this court,
Sir,
Excellency.
these are my friends. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not, sir. I am ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to overthrow the court. I only want to help my friends.
Marshal, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for 1 hour.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir, I've known this man my whole life. He's a good man, sir.
I'm sure of it. Marshal, now, what deposition do you have for us, Mr. Proctor?
I have no lawyer, so I can only give you this.
The pure in heart need no lawyers.
Sir, this is I suppose, a sort of testament. The people signing it declare their good opinion of Martha Corey, of my wife. and
Their good opinion.
These are all land-holding farmers, Mr. Paris, members of the church. They've known these women many a year and never saw no sign they had dealings with the devil. So.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency.
These people, they should be summoned.
Mr. Danforth, I gave these men my word that no harm would come to them signing this.
Well, this is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defence an attack upon the court? Can no
All
one...
innocent and Christian people are happy for these courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it. And I think you will want to know, Mr. Danforth, from each and every one of them, what exactly discontents them with you.
I think they ought to be examined, sir.
It is not necessary an attack, I think.
These are all covenanted Christians, sir.
Then I'm sure they may have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn up for all of these. Arrest for examination. Now, Mister, what other information do you have for us? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
I've brought harm on these people. I have.
No, old man. You've not hurt these old people if they're of good conscience. But you must understand, sir, that a person is either with this court or he must be counted against it. There is no road between. Those that fear that know light will surely praise it. I hope you will be one of those. She's not hearty, I see.
No, sir, she's not. Remember what the angel Raphael said to the boy Tobias. Remember it.
Aye, sir.
Do that which is good, and no harm shall come to thee.
Aye, sir.
Come, man, we wait you.
John, my deposition, give him mine.
Aye. This is Mr. Corey's deposition.
Oh.
And what lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know I have never hired a lawyer in my life.
It is very well phrased. My compliments. Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putman is in the court, will you bring him in? You have no legal training, Mr. Corey?
I have the best. I am 33 times in court my life, and always plaintiff too.
Oh, then you are much put upon.
I am never put upon. I know my rights, and I will have them.
Indeed.
Your father tried a case of mine 35 years ago. He never mentioned it to you?
No, I cannot recall it.
He was a very honest man, your father. He gave me £9 damages. You see, I had this white mare. That's him.
Mr. Putman, I have here an accusation by Mr. Corey against you. He states you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs that is now in jail.
It is a lie.
Mr. Putman states your charge is a lie. What say you to that?
A fart on Thomas Putnam. That's what I say.
What proof do you submit for your charge, sir?
The proof is there. If Jacobs hangs for being a witch, his land is forfeited. That's the law. Putnam is the only man with enough money to buy such a piece. He's killing off his neighbours for land.
Aye, sir. But proof, sir. Proof!
Proof is it's there. I have it from an honest man who heard Putnam say to his daughter the day she called out on Jacobs that she had given him a nice gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that's giving you this information.
I can give you no name.
And why not?
I mentioned my wife's name once, and I will burn in hell for long enough.
This is contempt of the court, Mr. Danforth.
You will surely tell us the name.
I can give you no name.
In that case, I have no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you know that?
You cannot clap me for contempt in a hearing. This is a hearing.
Oh, this is a proper lawyer. Do you wish me to declare this court full in session here?
I can give you no name.
You're a foolish old man, Mr. Cheever. Begin the record. This court is now in session. I ask you,
Your Honour, he
Mr.
has the
Tory.
story in confidence.
Oh,
sir.
the devil lives on such confidences, because without confidences there would be no conspiracy, Your Honour.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, the government and Central Church demand of you the name of him who reported Mr. Thomas Putman a common swindler.
Excellency.
Mr. Hale.
Your Excellency, there is a prodigious fear of the court in this country.
And there is a prodigious guilt in the country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
I may only ever fear the Lord, but there is a prodigious fear nevertheless.
Reproach me not with the fear in the country. There is fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
Aye, but it does not follow that everyone accused is a part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court. Mr. Hale, none. You are under arrest in contempt of this court.
I'll kill you, Putnam! I'll cut your throat!
Giles, peace, Giles, peace will prove ourselves.
He means to kill us all, John. He'll kill us all.
Peace, Giles, do it.
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no effrontery here.
Forgive him, sir, for his old age. Peace, Giles, peace will prove ourselves. You know we will. Mary, remember to not weep. Remember what the angel said to the boy. Hold on to it. There is your rock now. Sir, this is Mary Warren's deposition. I would ask you to remember that until 2 weeks ago, she was no different from any of the other children. You saw her scream. She howled. She swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in jail, tried to win her soul away, and that when she refused...
We know all this.
Aye, sir. She now swears that she never saw Satan, nor any spirit vague or clear that Satan may have sent to hurt her. She declares her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment.
It surely does.
Excellency, I cannot think a claim so weighty may be argued by a farmer. Let him go home, and let him return with a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr. Hale.
Excellency, I have signed 72 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I shall not dare take a life unless I have proof so immaculate that no qualm of my conscience may ever doubt it.
Mr. Hale, you surely do not doubt my justice.
Mr. Hale, I have only this morning signed away the life of Rebecca Nurse.
Mr. Hale,
My
believe me.
hand aches as if it were a wound. I beg of you, send him home and let lawyers present this argument to you.
Mr. Hale, believe me, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. In ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is an invisible crime, is it not? Therefore, who may possibly be witness to it? The witch and the victim. Now, we cannot hope that the witch will accuse herself, granted. Therefore, we must rely upon her victims. And they do testify. The children certainly do testify.
If the child claims the girls are untruthful, then...
That is precisely what I'm about to consider, sir, unless you doubt my probity.
I surely do not.
And
Let you consider it then.
And let you put your heart at rest. A deposition, Mr. Proctor.
Aye, sir.
Oh, I should like to question. Question them, quick.
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent. Mr. Cheever, will you go into the court and bring the children here? Mary Warren, has Mr. Proctor threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you tell me that you sat in my court callously lying when you knew all the people would hang by your evidence. Answer me!
I did, sir.
Do you not know that God damns all liars? Or is it now that you lie?
I am with God now. I am with God.
You are with God now.
I, sir.
I will tell you this, you are either lying now, or you were lying in the court, and in either case, you have committed perjury, and you will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied. Mary, do you know that?
I cannot lie no more. I am with God.
Ruth Putman's not in the court, sir, nor the other children.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Your friend, Mary Warren, has given us a deposition in which she swears that she never saw familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any manifest of the devil. She claims as well that none of you have seen these things either. Now, children, this is a court of law. The law based upon the Bible, and Bible written by Almighty God. Now then, it does not escape me that this deposition may be devised to blind us. It may well be that Mary Warren has been conquered by Satan. If so, a neck will break for it. But for a quick confession, we'll go easier with you. Abigail Williams, rise. Is there any truth in this?
It is a lie, sir.
Children, will either of you change your positions now, or do you force me to hard questioning?
I have not to change, sir.
You would
She
still
lies.
You would still go on with this.
I, sir.
A poppet were discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it, and that you saw her make it and witnessed how she herself stuck her needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
While you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you see poppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept puppets.
My wife has never kept poppets, sir. Mary Warren confesses they were her poppets.
Your Honour,
Mr. Cheever,
when I spoke with Goody Proctor in that house, she said she never kept no puppets, but she did say she kept them when she were a girl.
She's not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honour.
But a puppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
It will keep if it is kept, but Mary Warren swears she never saw poppets in my house, nor anybody else.
And why could there not have been poppets here when no one ever saw them?
There may also have been a dragon with 5 legs in my house, Mr. Paris, but no one's ever seen it.
We are here precisely to discover what no one has ever seen, Your Excellency.
Your Honour, what may Mary Warren gain from turning herself about now? What may she profit from this, but hard questioning and worse?
you are charging Abigail Williams with a marvellous cool plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your wife.
This child no more, sir, hear me. In this very year, she's been removed from this meeting house twice for laughter during prayer.
What's this? Laughter during
Excellency,
prayer?
if she were under Tituba's power at that time, but she is solemn now.
Aye, she is solemn and hanged people.
Quiet man.
Excellency, surely it have no bearing on the question. He charges contemplation of murder.
Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Mary, now tell the governor about how you dance the woods.
Excellency, ever since this man came sailing, he is blackening my name. He
In a
is-
moment, sir. What is this dancing?
Abigail leads the girls into the woods, Your Honour, and they have danced there naked.
Your Excellency.
Mr. Paris discovered himself in the middle of the night as the child she is.
Excellency,
Mr. Paris.
I never discovered any of them naked.
But you discovered them dancing in the woods. Abigail?
Your Excellency, Mr. Paris told me this when I first arrived from Beverley.
Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not, sir. But I assure you I never found any of them naked.
But she have danced.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, will you please permit me?
Pray proceed.
You say you never saw no spirits, Mary, whenever afflicted or attacked by any manifestation of the devil or the devil's agents?
No, sir.
And yet, when people accused of witchcraft confronted you in court, you would faint, seeing that their souls had leapt out of their bodies and choked you.
They were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? I myself. I picked you up many times and you were ice. Mr. Danforth, you were
I
there.
saw that many times.
She was pretending, sir. They were all marvellous
Then,
pretenders.
can she pretend to faint now?
Now?
Why not? There are no afflicting spirits here. No one here is accused of witchcraft. Let her faint now. Let her turn herself cold now. Faint! Faint!
Faint.
I faint. Prove to us how you pretended in the court so many times.
I cannot do it.
Can you not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now, sir.
Why, what is lacking now?
I cannot tell, sir.
Might it be that there were no afflicting spirit loose,
I never
but in
s-
that court there were some?
No, I never saw no spirits.
Then see no spirits now. Prove to us that you can faint by your own will as you claim.
I cannot do it.
Then you will confess, will you not? It were afflicting spirits that made you faint.
No, sir.
Excellency, this is a trick to blind the court.
It's not a trick. I only used to faint because I thought I saw them, but I did not, Your Honour.
Thought you saw them.
I cannot tell how, but I did.
How can you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I heard the other girls screaming, and you, Your Honour, you seemed to believe them, and it were only sport in the beginning, sir, but then the whole world cried, spirits, spirits, and I promise you, Mr. Danforth, that I only thought I saw them, but I did not.
Your Excellency, surely you are not taken by the simple lie.
Abigail, I bid you now search your heart and tell me this. Is it possible, child, that the spirits you've seen are illusion only? Some deception that may cross
Why
your
does it
mind
raise
when-
questions, sir?
Child, I would
I have been
you
hurt,
consider
Mr.
it.
Danforth. I've seen my blood running out, and I've been nearby murdered every day for doing my job of pointing out the devil's people. And this is how you repay me. To be mistreated, mistrusted, and lied to like a
I do not
lay
mistrust
beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you to be so mighty that the power of hell cannot turn your wits? Let
What
you beware.
is this, child?
I know not. There is a wind, a cold wind has come.
Your Honour, I freeze.
Never pretending, Mr. Danforth.
She is cold, Your Honour. See here.
Mary, do you send the shadow upon us? Save me. I freeze.
Oh, that's a lie, sir.
The wind.
Mary Warren, did you witch her? I say to you, did you spend your spirit out?
Oh, Heavenly Father, take away the shadow!
Oh, how do you call out heaven? You whore! You whore! That there
Mr.
is a
Danforth,
whore!
he is lying!
Mark her! She was circumscribed to stab me with, but that is a whore!
You will prove this. This will not pass.
I've known her, sir, I've known her.
You are a lecher.
John, you cannot
Oh,
stay.
Francis, if only you had some evil in you that you might know me.
In what time, in what place?
In the proper place, all my beasts are bedded on the last night of my joy some 8 months past. She used to serve my house, sir. A man may think God sleeps when God sees all. I know that now, sir. Excellency, forgive me. She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave. And she well might, for I lusted, and there is promise in such a lust, but it is a whore's vengeance, and I know you must see that now. I set myself entirely in your hands, Excellency.
You deny every scrap and title of this?
If I must answer that, I will leave, and I will never come back.
I have made a bet of my honour. I have wrung the doom of my good name, and you will believe me, Mr. Danforth. For my wife is innocent, except she knew a whore when she saw one.
What look do you give me, Mr. Danforth? I will not have such looks.
You will remain where you are. Bring her out and tell her not one word of what's been spoken here. Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
In her life, sir, she never lied. There are them that cannot sing, sir. There are them that cannot weep. My wife cannot lie. I pay much to learn it, sir.
And when she put this girl out of your house, she put her out for a harlot.
Aye, sir.
And she knew her for a harlot.
Aye, sir, she knew her for a harlot.
Good then. And if she tell me, child, it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold! Turn your back. Turn your back. Do likewise. Now let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor. No one in this room is to speak one word or raise a gesture, aye or nay. Enter! Mr. Cheever, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman. Look at me only, not your husband, in my eyes only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that at one time you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her? You will look in my eyes only, and not at your husband. The answer is in your memory. You need no help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me. And my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She were...
Woman, look at me. Was she slovenly? Lazy?
Your Honour, in that time I was sick, and my husband is a good and righteous man. He is not drunk, as some are, nor wasting his way at the shovelboard, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I were a long time sick after my first baby, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me. And this girl...
Look at me.
Hi, sir, Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her. And so one night I lost my wits, I think, and I put her out on the high road.
Your husband did indeed turn from you?
My husband is a good man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you.
He...
Look at me. To your own knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer my question. Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her, Marshal.
Elizabeth, tell the truth.
She has spoken.
Elizabeth, I confessed it.
Oh, God!
Sir, she only thought to save my name.
Excellency, I beg you stop now before another is condemned. Private vengeance is working through this trial, and I'll shut my conscience to it no more.
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man has lied.
I believe him! This girl has...
bird?
My face? My face?
Mr. Hale,
Be quiet.
do you see a bird,
Be
sir?
quiet.
I cannot want to tear my face. Envy is a deadly sin, Mary.
Happy!
Why does a black heart change your form? I cannot stop my mouth. It is God's work.
I'm pretending, sir.
Oh, Mary, please don't come down.
Her claws! She's stretching her claws!
Oh, that's a lie, that's a
Oh,
lie!
Mary, please don't hurt me.
Why did she see this vision?
She sees nothing!
She sees nothing.
Happy, you mustn't!
Happy, you mustn't.
I'm here!
Mary Warren, draw back your spirits out of them.
Danforth!
Mr. Danforth!
You have compacted with the devil, have you?
Never! Never!
Why can they only repeat you?
Give me a whip, sir, I'll stop them.
They're sporting! They're sporting! Abby, stop it!
Abby, stop it!
Stop it!
A little while ago you were afflicted. Now it seems you afflict others. Where did you find this power?
I have no power.
They're calling you, mister.
Why did you turn about these past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not?
Excellency, you cannot believe them.
Mary, God damns all liars.
You have seen the devil. You have made compact with Lucifer, have you not?
God damns liars, Mary.
I cannot hear you. What say you? You will confess yourself, or you will hang. Do you know who I am?
Mary, remember what the angel said to
The wings! Her wings are spreading! No, Mary, no, don't.
Do you confess this power? Speak!
I see nothing, Your Honor.
Will you speak?
I cannot.
Cast the devil out, Mary. Look him in the face.
She's gonna come down! She's walking the beam! Oh, Mary, don't come down!
Mary!
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Mary!
You're the devil's man!
Praise God.
He comes to me by night and every day to sign.
He bids you do the devil's work.
My name. He wants my name.
Sign
I'll murder
this.
you, he says. If my wife hangs, we must go and offer the court, he says.
Mr. Hale, you can't believe this.
He come at me, his eyes burning like coal, and his fingers claw at my neck. I sigh.
Excellency, this child's gone
No!
wild.
I love God. I go your way no more.
What
I love
are
God. I bless God.
you? You are combined with Antichrist. What say you, mister?
Happy. I'll never hurt you more.
Will you confess yourself befouled with hell? What say you?
I say God is dead! A fire is burning. I hear the brutes of Lucifer. I see his filthy face. It's my face and yours, Danforth. For them that quail to bring men out of ignorance, as I have quailed, and as you all quail now, when you know in your black hearts this be fraud. God damns our kind especially. We will burn, sir. We will burn together.
Marshal, take him and Corey with him to the jail.
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this
You are pulling down heaven and raising up a whore!
I denounce these
Mr.
proceedings!
Hale!
I
Mr.
quit
Hale!
this court!
want it now!
That don't look like the Majesty. Look like the Marshal.
Get along with you now! Clear this plane!
Was it you, Marshal? I thought sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Clive subsided from going away.
And where might you be off to, Sarah?
Soon the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Ah, a happy voyage to you.
Pair of blue birds, winging southerly the two of us. Oh, it'd be a grand transformation, Marshal.
You must give me that when he never rises up off the ground.
I'll speak to him if you desire to come along, Marshal.
I'm not refusing, Tituba. Be a grand honor to fly into hell.
Oh, it'd be no hell in Barbados. There'd be pleasurement in Barbados. He'd be singing and dancing in Barbados. It's you folks. You rouse him up round here. It'd be too cold for that old boy. He's freezing Massachusetts, but in Barbados he's just as sweet. I say, look! That's him! So look!
I'm here! Majesty!
Come along! Come along!
No, he's coming for me.
The deputy governor has arrived.
That's not Satan, just a poor old cow with a hat full of milk.
He's coming for me. Take me home, devil! Take me home!
Take me home! No, you tell Sarah good going too.
Take me home, devil!
Good morning, Excellency.
Where is Mr. Paris?
I'll go fetch him.
Marshal, when did Reverend Hale arrive?
It worked toward midnight, I think.
What is it about here?
He goes among those that hang, he prays with them. He sits with Goody Nurse now, and Mr. Paris with him.
Indeed. That man hath no authority to enter here. Marshal, why have you let him in?
Why, Mr. Paris command me, sir, I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It's a bitter night and I have no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
I've only just now cleared the people out for you.
Beware hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
Let you question Hale, Excellency. I should not be surprised. You've been preaching in Andover lately.
We'll come to that. You speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. That's strange.
Excellency, I wonder if it'd be wise to let Paris so continuously with the prisoners. I think sometimes, well, you have a mad look these days.
Man.
Well, just yesterday I saw him coming out of his house and I bid him good morning, and he wept and went his way. I think not so well the village sees him so unsteady.
Perhaps he has some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
Cows?
There'd be so many cows wandering the highroads, now their master in jail. I know he was arguing with farmers all of yesterday. There's great contention, sir. It will always a man that we can for contention.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Haythorne.
Reverend Hale had no right to enter this.
Excellency, a moment, please.
Do you leave him alone with the prisoners?
What's his business here?
Excellency, it is a providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bids her confess.
Excellency, him. Rebecca have not given me a word this 3 months since she came. But now, she sits with him and her sister, Martha Corey, 2 or 3 others, and he pleads with them, confess their crimes and save their lives.
Why, this is indeed a providence. And they soften? They soften?
Not yet. I thought to summon you, sir, so that we may think on whether it not be wise to... Well, I thought to put a question, sir, and I hope that you will not...
Mr. Paris, be plain. What troubles you?
There is news, sir, that the court must reckon with. My niece, sir, I believe that she has vanished.
Vanished?
I have thought to advise you of it earlier in the week.
Why, how long is she gone?
This be the 3rd night. You see, she told me she would stay with Mercy Lewis tonight. But when she does not return the next day, I sent to Mr. Lewis to inquire. But they told him they would stay with me for the night.
They are both gone.
Aye, sir.
Where may they be?
Excellency, I believe that they be aboard a ship. My daughter, she heard them speaking last week of ships, and tonight I discover that my strong box, it's broken into.
Should she have robbed you?
£31 is gone. I'm penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Excellency, it profit nothing you should blame me. I cannot think they would leave except they fear tell Abigail had close knowledge of the town, and since the news of Andover has broken here...
Andover is remedied. The court returns there on Friday.
I'm sure of it, sir. But the rumour here speaks rebellion in Andover.
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I only tell you what is said here, sir. Andover have thrown out the court, they say, and will have no part in witchcraft. There be a faction here feeding on that news. I tell you true, sir. I fear there will be riot here.
Riot? Why, at every execution I have seen naught but high satisfaction in the town.
It's because it were another sort that hanged till now, Judge Haythorne. Rebecca Nurse is not some Bridget that lived 3 years with Bishop before she married him. John Proctor is not Isaac Ward that drank his family to ruin. I wish it were not so, Excellency, but these people, they have great weight yet in the town. Let Rebecca stand upon the gibbet and send up some righteous prayer, and I fear she'll make her vengeance on you.
She is a condemned witch, sir. The court have decided that she...
Pray you how you propose them.
Excellency, I say we postpone these hangings for a while.
There will be no postponement.
Excellency, please. Now that Reverend Hale has returned, there is hope, I think. For if he bring even one of these to God, that confession, it surely damns the others in the public eye. But this way, no confessions claiming innocence, doubts are multiplied. Many honest people will weep for them. Our good purpose is lost in their tears.
Give me the list.
It cannot be forgotten, sir, that when I summoned the congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, hardly 30 people came to hear it. That speak a discontent, I think.
There will be no postponement.
Excellency, please.
Now, sir, which of these, in your opinion, may be brought to God? I will myself strive with them to dawn.
Excellency, there is not sufficient time until dawn.
I shall do my utmost. Which of them do you have hope for?
Excellency, a dagger.
What do you say?
Last night, sir, when I went to leave my house for the night, I heard a dagger clatter to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. There is danger for me. I dare not step outside at night. I can't.
Accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We are glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You understand, sir, I cannot pardon those when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
And Rebecca will not confess.
The sun will be up in a few minutes. I must have more time.
I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. Postponement now speaks of floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon the guilt of them that have died till now. Now, draw yourselves up like men, and help me, as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with all of them, Mr. Hale?
All but Proctor. He is in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You'd not know he lived except to take food from time to time.
His wife must be well on with child by now.
She is.
What think you, Mr. Paris? You have close knowledge of this man. Might her presence soften him?
It is possible, sir. He have not laid eyes on her these past 3 months. We should summon her.
Is he yet adamant? Has he struck at you again?
He cannot, sir. He's chained to the wall now.
Fetch Goody Proctor to me, then I'll let you hang him up.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone a while and publish the town that you strive for their confessions, that speak mercy on your part, not faltering.
Mr. Hale, I cannot withhold from them the perfection of their punishment.
If you think God wishes you to raise rebellion, Mr. Danforth, you are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken in the town.
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house. Empty cattle bellow on the high road. The air stinks of rotten crops, and no man may know when the harlot's cry will come and end his life, and you wonder if rebellion spoke. Better you should marvel how they do not burn your province.
Mr. Hale, you preached in Andover this month.
Thank God they have no need of me in Andover this month.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it's simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians to belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Goody Proctor, hope you are hearty.
I am yet 6 months before my time.
Pray you be at ease. We come not for your life. Mr. Hale, will you speak with the woman?
Goody Proctor, I know if you are not aware, but your husband is set to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
Goody Proctor, you know, do you not, that I have no connection to this court? I do of my own, and if I could save your husband's life, I would. Because if his life is taken, I count myself his murderer. Do you understand me?
What do you want of me?
Goody Proctor, I have gone this last 3 months like our Lord into the wilderness. I have taken the Christian way because damnation's doubled on a minister that preaches his men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot speak.
It is a lie! They are innocent!
I'll hear no more of that.
Goody Proctor, do not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came to this town like a bridegroom to his beloved, bearing gifts of high religion, the very crowns of holy law I brought, and what I touched with my bright confidence, it died, and where I turned the eye of my great faith, the blood flowed up. Where, Goody Proctor, do not cleaver to faith when faith brings blood. It is mistaken law that forces you to sacrifice life. Goody Proctor, life is God's most precious gift, and no principle, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. I beg of you, Goody Proctor, let you strive for your husband's confession. Let him get his lie.
I think that be the devil's argument.
Woman, before God we are as swine! We cannot read his will.
I cannot dispute with you, sir. I lack learning for it.
Goody Proctor, you are not summoned here for disputation. Do there no wifely tenderness in you? He will die with the sunrise. Your husband. Do you understand it? What say you? Have the devil dried up any tear of pity in you? Take her out.
Let
Profit
me speak.
nothing she should speak to him.
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You strive with him.
Will you plead for your confession, or will you not?
I promise nothing. Let me speak with him.
Mr. Proctor, you have been notified, have you not? I see a light in the sky. Mister, let your counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
If you desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor, I am sure.
The child?
It grows.
There's no word of the boys?
They're well. Rebecca Samuel keeps them.
You've not seen them?
I have not.
You are a marvel, Elizabeth.
You have been tortured.
Aye. They come for my life now.
I know it.
None have yet confessed.
There be many confessed, John.
Who are they?
There be 100 or more, they say. Goody Ballard is one, Isaac Goodkind is one, there be many.
Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. Rebecca's one foot in heaven now, naught may hurt her more.
And what of Giles?
You have not heard?
I hear nothing unkept.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He were not hanged, for he would not answer his indictment, aye or nay. If he denied the charge, they'd hang him surely and auction out his property. So he stand mute and died Christian under the law. You see, it is the law. For he cannot be condemned a wizard without he answer his indictment, aye or nay.
Then how did he die?
They press him, John.
Press?
Great stones lay upon his chest until he answer his indictment, aye or nay. They say he give them but 2 words. More weight, he says, and died.
More weight.
Aye, and 'twere a fearsome man, Giles Corby.
I've been thinking I would confess to them, Elizabeth. What say you to that?
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you would, I will have it. I want you living, that's sure.
Giles's wife, she confessed?
She has not.
It's pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
They cannot mount the gibbet like a saint. It's fraud. I'm not that man. My honesty is broke, Elizabeth. I'm no good man. Nothing's spoiled by giving them this lie that was not rotten long before.
And yet you've not confessed till now.
Spite only keeps me silent. It's hard to give a lie to such dogs. I'll have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
It's come naught that I should forgive you, John, if you'll not forgive yourself. It is not my soul, John, it's yours. But be sure of this, for I know it now. Whatever you do, it is a good man does it. I have judged my heart this 3 months. I have sins of my own to count, John. It needs a cold wife to prompt lechery.
Enough.
Better you know me.
I will not hear that. I know you.
You take my sins upon you, John.
Oh, I take my own, my own.
John, I thought myself so plain, so poorly made. No honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did, and I didn't know how to say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun, it is soon up.
Do as you will, but let none be your judge. For there is no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John, I have never known such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself.
I will have my life.
God be praised. It is a providence. Proctor will confess. He will confess.
Why do you cry it? It's evil. Is it not? It's evil.
I cannot judge you, John, I cannot.
Then who will judge me? God in heaven. What is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? I think it's honest. I think so. I'm no saint. Let Rebecca go like a saint for me. It's fraud.
I cannot be your judge, John. I cannot be.
Would you ever give them such a lie? Say it. Would you ever give them this? You would not. If the tongues of fire were singeing you, you would not. It's evil. Good then. Good then. It's evil and I do it.
Praise to God, man. Praise to God. Now then, let's have it. Are you ready, Mr. Cheever?
Why must it be written?
Why, for the good instruction of the village, as to we shall post this on the church door. Where is the marshal?
Marshal, hurry!
Now then, mister, will you speak slowly and directly to the point, for Mr. Cheever's sake? Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come on. There is light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold. I would give out this news. Did you see the devil?
I did.
Praise God.
And when he came to you, did he bid you do his work upon the earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service? Come in, woman.
John, are you well?
Courage, man, courage. Let her witness your good example, that she may come to God herself.
Why, John?
Did you bind yourself to the devil's service?
I did.
Now, woman, you surely see it profit nothing to keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
Oh, John, God send his mercy on you.
I say you will confess, goody nurse.
Why? It is a lie. It is a lie. How may I damn myself? I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when the devil came to you, did he see Rebecca Nurse in his company? Come on, take courage. Did you ever see her with the devil?
No.
Did you ever see her sister, Mary Easty, with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Corey with the devil?
No, I did not.
Did you ever see anyone with the devil?
No, I did not.
Proctor, you mistake me. I am not empowered to trade your life for a lie. Mr. Proctor, a score of people have already testified they saw this woman with the devil.
Then it's proved, sir. Why must I say it?
Why must you say it? Why? You should rejoice to say it if your soul is truly purged of any love for hell.
If things go like saints, sir, I like not to spoil their names.
Mr. Proctor, do you think they go like saints?
This woman never thought she knew the devil's work, sir.
Look you, sir, I think you mistake your duty here. It mattered nothing what she thought. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending out your spirit upon Mary Warren. Your soul alone is the issue here, mister, and you will prove its witness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. To your knowledge, was Rebecca...
I speak my own sins. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it.
Excellency, he has confessed. Let him sign it. Let him sign it.
It's a great service, sir. It's a weighty name. It will strike the village that Proctor confess. I beg you let him sign it. The sun, it is up, excellent.
Come then, sign your testimony. Come on, man. Sign it.
You've all witnessed it. It's enough.
Do you sport with me? You will sign the name, or it is no confession. Please, sir.
This is mine.
I must have it.
No, no. I have signed it, so you've seen me. It's enough.
Proctor, the village must have proof that
Damn the village! I confess to God, Mr. Paris. God has seen my name on this. It is enough.
No, sir, it is...
You came to save my soul, did you not? Here! I have confessed myself.
You
It
have
is
not
enough.
confessed
I have confessed
yourself.
myself. Is there no good penitence but it be public? God does not need my name nailed to the church door. God sees my name on this. God knows how black my sins are. It is enough.
Mr. Proctor...
You will not use me. I am no Sarah Good, nor Tituba. I am John Proctor, and you will not use me.
I do not wish to.
I have 3 children. How may I teach them to walk the earth, yet I sold my friends?
You have not sold your
Beguile me not! I blacken them all when this is nailed to the church door the very day they hang for silence.
Mr. Proctor, I must have your good and legal proof.
You are the High Court, sir. Your word's good enough. Tell them I broke to my knees. Say Proctor wept like a woman. Say what you will, but my name will not be you.
Same, is it not? If I report it, will you sign to it?
No, it is not the same. What I sign to and what others say of me is not the same.
Why do you mean to deny this confession when you are free?
No, sir, I mean to deny nothing.
Then explain to me, Mr. Proctor, why you will not.
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life! Because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang! How may I live, sir, without my name? I have given you my soul, sir. Leave me my name.
Is that document a lie? If it is a lie, I will not accept it. What say you? I will not deal in lies, mister. You will give me your honest confession in my hand, or I cannot keep you from the rope. What way do you go, mister?
What are you doing?
Man, you cannot!
Marshal!
I can!
Hang!
There's your first marvel that I can! You've done your magic now. Now I do think I see some shred of goodness in John Proctor. Not enough to weave a banner with, but white enough to keep from such dogs. Give them no tear. Tears pleasure them. Show a stoning heart now and sink them with it.
Let you fear nothing. Another judgment awaits us all.
Hang them high over town. Who weeps for these? Weeps for bloodshed. Oh.
Good enough. Goody Proctor, go to him, there's yet time. Go to him. Proctor! Proctor!
Woman, plead with him. Woman, it is pride. It is vanity. What profit him to plead? Be his helper. Shall the worms declare his truth? Shall the dust praise him? Go to him. Let him take his shame away.
He has his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him.